I will be right with you. I'm finishing up a video. Well, not a video, a clip, video clip, long form video clip. Of yesterday's guest, Tom Wakechild. At this point, I mean, he's a guest. Everyone's a guest. Hey, Kat. Oh, there you are. Yep, I was just sitting here waiting for you. Hey, Cassandra, how are you? Cassandra, how have you been? But you know, Tom has a regular slot, as does Sniper, as does Miss Flipper. Our friend Adam has a semi-regular slot. He's feeling like he wants to. Always invited. But they're always still guests, you know? I'm going to bring up the big screen. What do you guys want to talk about? This morning we were talking about lesson 7, 1 week in, Course in Miracles, for those who are participating. Again, this isn't, you know, I'm not offering a detailed, just a summary. Hopefully you're diving in on your own. And then this is just a little helpful. Hey, Lady Sky, how are you? So, Lady Sky, are you still going to watch football now that Tennessee's out, now the Titans out? Hey, Sniper. Speaking of Sniper, speaking of guest, speaking of, you know, family, friend, guest, sometimes they're all the same. And that's Squirrel Sniper. He is opening the door to the Esoteric Lounge at 5:25-ish. And it's going to be what was it? The Esoteric Origins of nursery rhymes. Am I right? I gotta look. You did send me, I know you sent me the outline, but did you send me a title for it? I'm waiting for our friend Muhammad to pop in, as I got news for him. This guy says had a cat. This guy says she's doing good. I'm glad to hear it. Hey, Charlie. Charlie, how are you? So who's going to be your team? Hey, Anna. Hey, Anna. Outside of the morning conversations, how is how's that coursework doing? Charlie says, well, my friend, I'm glad to hear that. And it says, I love it, Yogi. Awesome. Hey, Adam. Yep, come on up, Adam. Who doesn't love a bizarre, slightly positive idea? Who doesn't love a positive idea? Who doesn't love a bizarre idea? Cat says hi to Lady Sky. So let me finish up my work here, guys. Done. Guys, our friend Adam's coming up. He said for about 10 minutes or so.
Hey, Yogi.
Adam? How are you?
Oh, fine. And you?
I'm good.
Hey, am I coming in clear relatively?
Yep.
Oh, at least internet wise, I'm coming in clear. um, no, man. I really enjoyed. I can't. I wanted to call him Dado because he reminded me of my grandfather.
Right. Tom?
Really, yeah. Some people don't listen to others. That's sad. There was a lot of positive chat. I did want to mention that because I know sometimes when you concentrate on the chat, um, there's often, resentment or ego play, or I don't know what the hell you call it. Just, it's funny when, like, if you're working with a bunch of burly guys and it's like, man, my car's leaking oil, and somebody says, that's a personal issue, right? That
Right.
sounds like a personal issue. No, that is actually a mechanical issue. I mean, let's keep personal issues where they are. I don't like the shirt you're wearing. Well, that's a personal issue.
This
Yeah, man, too much black. You're absorbing all that negative energy, man. You got to raise your vibration. You got to do crazy stuff.
this is
No, I'm
this is
kidding.
I wear this to signify dark yogi.
I wore this shirt 5 days in a row to signify I don't care what people think. No, man, but I had a weird idea. I mean, I don't know how practical it is, but you're familiar with feng shui. I mean, not feng shui, the I Ching.
Yes.
How familiar are you with I Ching?
Not very.
Okay.
I've cast stones before, but I'm not good at the translating or anything like that.
Man, it's 44 lines or 60. I think it's 44 lines. Can I just briefly explain my experience with the I Ching?
Yep.
Okay. Carl Jung was very much into it.
Yes.
The I Ching is basically the Akashic Records, but it's Chinese and it's called the Well of Souls. And it'll tell you whatever you want, one question at a time. And the question has to be asked precisely. Do you know the rules for a philosophical question?
Say that one more time.
Basically, do you know the rules for a philosophical question?
No.
I kind of forget. But basically, true philosophy asks a very, very hard question to answer, and it's supposed to be pure of assumption. Well, Descartes didn't do that because I think, therefore I am. Well, he got it backwards, but he was trying. Do you know why Descartes was house jailed?
He was what?
House arrest.
No, I didn't know that.
I mean, this is in the time of the Earth is round and all this other stuff, and Renaissance, and trying to peel back the paradigms of the Catholic Church and whatnot. So anyway, you think asking if God is real, that would no, man. Descartes was a mathematician. Have you ever done any problems with 32 feet per second squared?
I have not.
Anyway, man, this is the rate of a falling object without resistance, all that shit.
Right. I've done some personal. I've been a falling object before.
I have too. That would be a complicated until you're like stories. You got to work in variables and shit. But I mean, it's a constant 32 feet per second squared. Kind of like there's a vacuum that'll only go. You put a big straw in the ocean, you can only put, oddly enough, about the same, like 30 something feet. But anyway, but now he's a mathematician. Oh, did you ever work parabolas and hyperboles? Whatever. Anyway, man, the Catholic Church believed in a perfect circle. They believed so hard in it. It's kind of lovely because they're following a Platonic principle. They're not understanding it. They're following it blindly. Within that parabola is a symmetry. And there's actually a very center point there somewhere. Kind of hard to find, but it is. I mean, there's a center point in my thumb. Really. I mean, that's the Rosicrucian. That's what they say. It's pure divine is a center within a center. There's exercises where you try to find the center of your head, and then you kind of really find the center, and you really find the center, and then you really expand your awareness around your head, and then you really find the center. And I mean, if people are into that, Merkaba stuff, have fun concentrating, because I'm just not that smart. I
Me
guess
neither.
I care, but the I Ching is pretty simple, and you can use coins. And you ask the I Ching a question. It's not like, will I win the lottery tomorrow? It's more like, if I do these, if it's a if then question, kind of. It's a
Right.
gentle question. You don't come in shouting, It's not like some people, I thought a yogi did this. You don't go to the I Ching and think, is yogi wrong? No, I mean, you got to really think about your questions. It's a good practice, no wonder Carl Jung. But, and yeah, man, I'm talking to this genius philosophy guy, and he said we did a lot of interesting experiments with the I Ching, and it was amazing. And he was talking about how Jung did this. And then, so man, I went and sat for a day and a half and figured out how to ask the I Ching if it were real. Are you for real? Without being offensive. If I am open to you, how much can you show me? All right. I mean, that's it. I'd have to read it again. It's been forever, man. I don't care what tomorrow brings. I mean, I kind of do and I kind of don't.
I wonder if
We
there's
could
an
all
A.
die.
I wonder if there's an
What?
AI I Ching.
Man, I would try to keep computers out of the well of souls. This is a
Okay.
sacred, I mean, it's simple, but it's sacred.
Right.
I
I
mean,
like that. I like that.
Imagine if you could just walk into the Akashic records and start demanding knowledge. I mean, it's very sacred. And that's kind of why it's called the Well of Souls. I mean, if you think about that, Well of Souls, you're asking your ancestors, you're asking all this stuff. And when you ask these questions, it gives great foresight and imperative. And you can have complicated rolls. If you roll like, it's 3 coins, I think. Yeah, 3 coins. If you get 3 tails, well, now it's a double. It's like 3 tails and 3 heads. You get a double roll if you roll 3, okay, in a row. Well, so when I asked the I Ching, are you for real? It basically gave me all 44 lines. And it did it so beautifully because it was like, and I'm shaking these coins, 3 heads, 3 heads, 3 heads. And then, oh man. And then it was 3 tails, 3 tails, 3 tails. I just asked the Well of Souls, are you for real? And it just gave me its entire answer. I mean, I think that's pretty bold. I'll tell you what it taught me.
That's what I was going to ask.
I might not want to ask that Well of Souls anything and guide my own. I mean, do I really want to know what tomorrow brings? What if the I Ching basically tells me the world's going to end tomorrow or something? Do I want to know that? Will it make a difference?
Would it give you Would it give you a definitive answer, or would it give you a probability that if this happens and this happens and this happens, the world will end? We can't hear you, Adam. We lost your audio. We lost your audio, Adam. There we go.
Okay, if you roll 3 heads, if you roll 3 heads, like I said, it's like it were 3 tails. It's a yin and yang thing, right?
Right.
With the combination. So if you get all 3, you get both rolls. And what I do is I read the first roll. I read the head roll. and I should know these names, but I'm lazy. And then I'll read the tail roll. And how it kind of reads is, well, if I apply for a new job here, I will see this, basically. If I get a double roll, oftentimes on questions like that, first I will see this. And if I don't do this, then I might see that. Sometimes it's a clean answer. Sometimes it's a very complicated answer. Sometimes it's all freaking 44 lines. And if you read the whole book, it's very good advice. Very Chinese wisdom like stuff, you know?
Right.
Somebody's having a petty argument. Or not petty. If they're just arguing, if they can't take the time to think of what the hell to ask the well of souls, I'm here to tell you it's real, in my experience. But you know, I mean,
Well,
I can't tell you anything. You got to experience it yourself.
Right. It's the same
You
with
know.
the headlessness.
Yeah, you got to experience it. You know, I mean, what are you going to believe me? Go around talking about, oh, you seen, but try it out. You know, hell, try out meditation and pointing. And the pointing doesn't really work that well for me because I'm an artist and I'm constantly pointing and constantly visually perceiving things. I mean, what really wrapped my head back was fear of music. Holy shit. When I realized that music was magical and fluid and could reach into my head out of nowhere. I could be listening to a radio and the radio actually speak to me. Is the radio talking to me? No, this is synchronicity showing up the weirdest time and telling me exactly what I need to hear in the weirdest of ways. You know, and I don't want anybody to get caught up in a radio. That's called schizoaffective disorder, at least back in the 70s when we named things properly. If you're talking to your television or your radio or any kind of media, if media takes your mind, it's schizoaffective. If you're talking to Jesus and writing A Course in Miracles, that's schizophrenia, which I think is great, except if Jesus is telling you to go do harm. That's not
Right.
cool.
Nope.
You know, maybe it's time for a Thorazine shot. But I don't mean that really, but
So
if somebody's out of hand,
we're getting people asking. They want to know what the idea is.
arguing, if you can, pause. Or anybody in the chat and say, hey, you know, there is a disagreement here. I can see this differently. Okay, it's easy to say I can see this differently. It's way harder to find the damn question in how I can see it differently. I did this myself. How can I see this shit differently? Because if I judge somebody on ego, I have to go to ego to do it. It feels awful. You're a nice guy. You're not like me. I love my brother to death, but I looked at him one day and said, you're the most selfish motherfucker I've ever met, and walked off. Sometimes I feel, you know, we can still get along. It's not like I hurt his feelings. He's a fucking biker. But I kind of did because he changed. He thought, what the fuck did I do to mess this little peaceful guy up? He has a weird perception of me because he's my big brother. You know, and I'm tattooless sitting there drinking with bikers, you know, ever since I was, I don't know, young. But whatever. I hope it did. Things come up again, and you don't have to scream it. You can just say it in your mind. You know, repeat the name of God. And if you have a problem with God and you want to call him Yahuwah, which is more accurate, or whoever, Bob. Yeah, I'm going to start calling God the Great Banana just to mess with people. There's a thing. Wherever you look, there's great bananas.
Get no argument
You
for
just
me.
can't see them. You know, this is what's really controlling things. And you know why God exists as a great banana within and without everything? Because it's funny. What a ridiculous notion. You know?
Right.
It sounds funny. It's not so serious as Full of Souls. It does have a sense of humor. I mean, yeah, I mentioned the donkey. Look at some of those fish that get screwed up in the ocean, man. There's a fish that kind of looked like me, got a big old floppy nose, and God is, I think God has a lot more humor than he does hate,
I agree.
or the Holy Spirit, or however you want to divide all this stuff.
Um,
I mean, I think God is screaming, don't take yourself so seriously and enjoy the show.
I would go so far as to say the complete absence of hate.
Yeah, I think so. Some people feel like God hates them at times, but it's the circumstances which they've created. And now there can always be somebody else involved. But I mean, yeah. I mean, if you join the army and it sucks, yeah, the army is involved, but you made that decision and you've got a time to deal with it. And if you hate it, I suggest not re-enlisting. I mean, we have our dues. But we should be pleased to pay our dues once we realize why we have to pay them. Right. I think you've been paying your dues, honestly, for some minor discrepancies for years, man. Years. And this is not, I don't mean to judge you. I mean, and this is probably my misperception. But oftentimes, man, I forget a hyper vigilant person is psychologically, that's a sign that they didn't get the attention they needed as a youth. I'm having a hard time remembering psychology right now, but hypervigilance, there's nothing wrong with it. But again, know yourself, man. I mean, are you so structured because you love structure, or what is this structure about? I had to ask myself this about you, because we're like night and day, man. I mean, I'll fall asleep right now and sleep for 20 freaking hours. I don't care. I'll be up for 3 days. I'll sleep. I am not of this world, man. And right now, all these energies are like keeping me awake. But it's just cool. A little tired, but it's just a weird idea. And I don't know how things are going. I just had a feeling there was some little tit for tat again. What is the word? Quid pro quo, right? Yep. Yeah, I mean, okay, if you want to play verbal tennis all day and beat around the bushes, I mean, I don't have time for that. I'll just look at my brother and say, shut the fuck up, man. Now, I'll try to call in the peace of God, but if I see somebody really, really with a behavior, what did I say it was? Neglect? Not so much neglect, but just indifference. Indifference is probably one of the cruelest lessons as a child. Now, as an adult, it's a good lesson, because I get up here and say stuff and people don't call me on the phone and go, oh, Scott, you really made me see things better. Nobody ever says anything to me about me. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I just really don't, because it's not my channel. But really, it's not your channel either, is it? Not the way you have it set up. I mean, if this were your ship, you would be stuck being captain of the boat, and everybody else would be drinking and having a good time. Poor Yogi's up there, captain in the boat all the damn time, and people are just doing whatever they want. You're taking them to beautiful places, and they want to get off the boat, because they're talking about each other's shoes or who knows what, man. I mean, some people get off the boat, some people do. I'm offering an analogy here.
Right.
If I was in a group chat and we were all supposed to be about comedy. If I was on a comedy chat, and I could think of a gazillion. What if I had Steve Martin up doing his comedy act, and I'm trying to react with this, and whoever's watching, it's hey, what's the football score? I mean, we've talked about presence. I will offer a warning. Do not go to the I Ching with disrespect. And somebody asked about feng shui, and I'll say the same thing. Feng shui at its roots is an ancient burial practice by Chinese. And how old are the Chinese? Do we really know? They've been around forever. I mean, you know, narratives, man. I mean, these little stories are narratives, right? We have big narratives. Let's question all narratives, all stories. I'll quote a song, Devo, Mongoloid, he was a Mongoloid. One chromosome too many. Mongoloid, he was a Mongoloid, just like you and me. He had a job and he liked to work and he brought home the bacon. Job's about a guy with, a chromosomal problem, plugging away working just like anybody else. Now take that for whatever. However, what's the root of Mongoloid? What's the root of Mongoloid? Where did they get the word Mongoloid?
I don't know. I don't think it's common parlance anymore, is it?
It's not nice, but you can call me a redskin. I won't freak out,
Right.
I kind of want to call black skinned people that's not accurate. I want to call them coffee beans. I could be very descriptive. You're a light roast. You're a dark roast. I mean, it's just a fucking color, But I don't think it's the Redskins anymore either, right?
No.
Anyway, well, let's be nice. I'll tell you what drives me freaking crazy to say is Native American. I have Cherokee, Native American. Blah, blah, blah. There's too many dang words, man. It's too many. My grandmom called it an Indian. I call, whatever. And I don't go around calling people by their chromosomal patterns. But it came from the Mongols, Mongolia. And one of the coolest people I ever met came from Mongolia. And he was actually related to Genghis Khan. How do I know this? Because there's a royal family in Mongolia that's been around forever. And they're highly educated. And we were talking about the differences in communism. And communism is not so bad in Mongolia, at least when I met Jack. And I call Jack, I can't pronounce his name. He said, just call me Jack. Good name. Solid. This dude was very strong, very athletic, and he found himself in Tullahoma, Tennessee, in the Bible Belt, with a family who was about as religiously open-minded as a toothpick. And here I find Jack. When I met him, I thought he was from California. Now think about what that implies. This is his first time to the States, and he's from Mongolia. And I thought he was from California. I can kind of tell you're from Maryland, honestly.
Accent?
I mean, around. Yeah. Boston, whatever. My accent might be a little bit enigmatic since I've lived from Tampa to Chicago. And Huntsville does not have a Southern accent because most people are engineers and uptight. You can tell somebody from Arab and whatever. But yeah, the guy shows up in the United States and doesn't have an accent, and he can speak like 5 freaking languages.
Well,
fluently. I mean, not only fluently, flawlessly. He fooled me. I said, "How did you do that?" He said, "I watched a lot of television when I learned English." That's why he sounded like he was from California.
Hey, Adam, we're getting some requests for some breath work, which we haven't done for a while.
Yeah, I'm going to skip on out of here, man. But I'm just saying people assume things. Well, I'm going to leave you with a little history note. The most peace China ever saw was under Mongol rule. And it was under Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan lived in a Mongolian tent in the center of China. And there were years that didn't even have death, right? No death. I mean, no assassination. Nah.
Right.
What's it even called?
No murders. No violence.
Yeah, no capital offenses.
Right.
Some years 4 or 5. You're talking about a huge country. Historians say that it was safe for a young daughter to travel the woods at night in China under Kublai Khan's rule. Not only that, He was the first one who instituted public education in the winter. And not only that, he invented credit and he worked out their money system. He was a very peaceful man. And he learned from a father who was what a conqueror. And he would warn you, you will lose. Give us 10%. Pay her 10%. What do you think he did to these countries religiously?
I don't know.
Not a damn thing. I just want 10%. You can worship monkeys if you want. That was Genghis Khan.
Cool.
But here in the West, we start calling people mongoloids because there's a narrative that they're stupid. And I'm kind of serious about this because there was a narrative about Native Americans at one time that went really, really sideways. Like my ancestors were uneducated, which is total hockey,
Right.
So anyway.
You want to do some breath work up here? Or you want to do some breath work in the chat?
I'm gonna bounce out, man. I think my battery's about to run out, but it's just an idea, Okay. I doubt somebody can be in I doubt somebody can be in a personal problem and actually recognize it. I mean, I recognize I'm having a personal problem because I like you and I want you to enjoy this and I want people to enjoy the guests. However, if people get sidelined with what somebody else thinks of you, in the chat, then, I know you love everybody as best you can. And I try, man, but,
you do a pretty good job there.
Well, I get a little spunky sometimes.
And I appreciate your concern for the channel, for me, and for my guests.
I mean,
it's going to be okay.
I know it will, and I know you get a little bummed out. I wanted to tell you, I really paid attention, and a lot of people did. There's a lot of golden nuggets there, man. But
I know Tom had a big impression on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know anything, but I do know one thing, that you really need to forgive your parents.
Yep.
And
that was a big story from Tom.
He talked about the son forgive the father. It took me so long to figure that out, because what it really is once your role is done, let go of it. My mom thinks she's still my mom. I don't need to tell her she's not, but I don't need a mother anymore. I mean, if she wants to cling to that role or that identity, that's fine. But, all these things are just roles. But the easiest way to forgive my parents was the day I saw my mom as a chick and my dad as a dude. And it first was my father, because I've made mistakes in the masculine sense. And it's like, oh shit, I'm not perfect. Wow. It helped me let go of tons of his stuff, He's just a dude. He's not my father. He's not some godhead or some, people can't forgive priests because they represent the father, for horrible things. Well, they're people. True. And everybody here is crazy. I mean, the headless experiment should tell you that. When you point back and you see nothing in empty space, what the hell was I thinking? And then you start looking around at how people behave at this and that. And then you realize some of the smartest people are some of the craziest. And some of the most simple people. My son is so simple, and it works for him. I mean, it's not like he's making gazillion dollars.
Right.
But he's incredibly simple, doesn't get upset at stuff.
I can relate to that.
He's like an enlightened man selling you fish at a market.
Cool.
All
right, Adam, we're going to do some breath work.
Well, I probably won't see me for a while, man, because I'm just going to see if I have an effect, cause and effect. No, I'll be lurking about, but if I still see arguments and any suggestions I make are ridiculous, then obviously I need to rethink this. Maybe I don't need to be here. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe you didn't have problems here. Well, maybe you didn't have problems.
I've always had problems.
I don't know. What?
I've always had problems. Always.
You know why? You know why you've always had problems? because you feel a little guilty and you think discipline, if I try real hard, I think you've let go of it, but you haven't. I think you still cling to, do I show up every day? This is important to you. It's important to you to show up every day. I'm a little freer of stuff because I don't give a fuck if I show up for a week. Excuse my language. It's not my channel, it's our channel, to me. And, if I don't show up, well, you know what? Sometimes I leave the house, mommy. And sometimes I don't call when I stay out all night. And, I'm a crazy kid. I would not be a good friend in your youth. I would either get you arrested or
I had a,
whatever.
I was that friend.
Okay.
So
Well, we
I
could have doubled our trouble. But I'll ramble all day, man. But I love you so much, and so many people here, and I just I do appreciate that you do take this space so seriously, and you bring up some serious people. And I kind of wish people would take it seriously. But you know how karma is. I If you want an answer and you're having karmic problems, I just gave everybody a loaded gun. You better respect it, because the universe tendency, if you don't get the lesson, they will smack the crap out of you. I forget what it's called. But some people think they've had a dark night of the soul and they've gone so far down. Man. No, no. The dark night of the soul is when you're on your knees crying and the next minute screaming and you don't know what the hell to do and you just let go of what you think are the reins.
right.
Love to all, man. And a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Adam.
I don't have two hands.
Yep. Take care.
You too.
All right, guys. Our friend Adam. I appreciate Adam's passion. I appreciate his love for my channel and for me. And I love Adam too. All right, but we're going to do some breath work. We're going to do 4 and 8 for 10, maybe a few more rounds. We breathe in through the nose for count of 4. You still with us, Kat? And we breathe out. Let's breathe out through the mouth today. The reason for that. If we were going to turn this into more of a sleep hygiene, we'd want to breathe out through the nose. But we're going to do this for some relaxation, for some decompression, for centering. So we're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. We want to use that ujjayi breath, that ha sound. Pause. Then put the tongue on the roof of the mouth, behind the front teeth. Purse the lips. Extend the breath. You want to hear that whoosh sound, like you're blowing out candles in a birthday cake, but you don't want to slobber all over it. So very gently. Here's a mistake a lot of people make. If I'm counting to 8, they're forcing too much breath at once out, trying to make it to 8. They're trying to see as it's a contest. Can I make it to 8? As chances are you're not going to make it to 8. You're also not going to relax. You're not going to enter more fully into that parasympathetic nervous state. So we breathe in gently. Pause. It's going to be an uncounted pause. And then very gently. And another pause. Let's do 10 rounds. Maybe a couple more. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Floor says feel to fresh one breath in and breath out. So I'll do all the counting. I'm going to count to 4. We're going to pause, and then we're going to count to 8. All you got to do is follow along. And I give this a thumbs up. So for those who are going to participate, thank you, Charlie. Let's relax. Let's sit. You want your back straight. You don't want to be rigid. You want your shoulders hanging down. You can put your hand in your lap. If you want, close your eyes. Bring a very soft focus to your breath. Breathing in through the nose, and for now, breathe out through the nose. All you have to do is notice. In, out. No special count. Let's sit here and notice the breath. Bring your attention down to the belly and notice it as you breathe in. Your belly expands very easily, very naturally. And as you breathe out, your belly falls back. Just watch that belly rise and fall. As we're watching the belly, introduce that ujjayi breath, that ha sound, without any count. Just make that as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Listen to that sound, watch your belly. Relaxing with every ha. Relaxing. Shoulders fall even more close to the ground. Hands are loose and the jaw is very relaxed. Any tension in the eyes, in the temples, in the back of the neck, all that tension is just easing off. The count of 3. We're going to breathe in through the nose for 4, and now we're going to exhale through the mouth. Pursed lips, tongue behind the teeth at the roof of the mouth, and listen to that whoosh. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in for 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale with a whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the nose for 2, 3, 4. Whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Whoosh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In for 2, 3, 4. Whoosh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let the breath go. Keep your eyes closed. Let the breath settle into its own easy and natural pattern. Return to breathing exclusively in through the nose and out through the nose. Put your attention on the belly again. Watching the belly rise, watching the belly fall. We're going to do a very easy, eyes still closed, a metta, loving kindness meditation. Starting with ourselves, and just repeat to yourself, may I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering and the cause from suffering. Just a few times to yourself, may I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering and the cause from suffering. Bring your attention up to your heart space. And think of someone that you're struggling with right now. For whatever reason, just struggling with. And think, may you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be free from suffering and the cause from suffering. Allow some light to emanate from your heart. Reaching this person, may they be happy. May they be at peace. May they be free from suffering and the cause from suffering. Keep repeating. Light leaving from your heart, but it's an endless source. Now, picture someone that you love dearly, more than life itself. And let that light reach them and think, may they be happy, may they be at peace, may be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. Sending light, knowing that to send is to receive. May they be happy, may they be at peace, may they be free from suffering and the cause from suffering. And take all of this loving kindness, knowing that as you give it away, it comes right back to you. And whomever needs prayer, wherever in the world, wherever in all the heavens, wherever, may they be happy, may they be at peace, may they be free from suffering and the cause from suffering. And when you're ready, let this go. And just sit for a moment. Silence. Knowing that you are happy, knowing that you are at peace, and knowing that you are free from suffering and the cause from suffering. When you're ready, open your eyes. We'll see you in the chat. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Cassandra. And hey, Tree Frog. I didn't see you come in. Hey, Danny. Danny, nice to see you. Danny, I hope it is as nice for you up in PA as it is for me down here in Maryland. Beautiful day. Highs in the 50s. Sun is out. I am happy. And I am at peace. And I am free from suffering and the cause from suffering. And I'm happy you guys are here with me. Actually feeling pretty good. Just leading that, not even directly participating, but being part of it. So thank you guys. Thank you, Kat, for suggesting some breath work. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for directing a little bit of meditation. Marlon says that went deep, especially the last part. Well, Marlon, my friend, may you be happy, and may you be at peace, and may you be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. That's my prayer for you, my friend. I'm glad you were here for this. And it says, thank you so much, Yogi. I feel happy and at peace. Well, then my prayer is answered. I'm feeling pretty laid back, actually. And I still have my second meditation for the day. I close the night off with the meditation, of course, but it's course centered. My next meditation is my mantra meditation. 20 minutes, half an hour. Ronald says, well, more at peace than before, so must have worked. Awesome. Lady Sky says, eating my lunch while listening to Yogi. Thanks, Lady Sky. Lady Sky, what's for lunch today? Remember that the Esoteric Lounge is opening its doors at 5:25-ish. And Encrypted Skies, a nursery rhyme for Sonic's report, is the title. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Thursday. Just gonna hang out. I don't think anyone's coming up. Friday, we have Bhakta Tom coming up to teach everyone how to chant. Who doesn't want to learn how to chant? You want to learn how to chant Hare Krishna? Now's the opportunity. And then Friday afternoon, again, Bhakta Tom. Friday evening. I wanted to wait to say this when what is 5:25? Fish. What is 5:25? 5:25 is Squirrel Sniper, the Esoteric Lounge. So again, Mustafa's going to be happy because he wanted me to invite two people up. One person is pending. They said yes, but we don't know when. Dove Fishman is coming up Friday at 5:25. Dove is a great teacher of mine. Dove actually spoke directly through spirit and gave me something. I'm not even sure he realizes that he gave me, but I'm going to let him know Friday. He might be, he's one of the longest practitioners of the Course of Miracles, going on 50 years. Hey, Buddha. Buddha, how are you? Sipa says, what's everyone's favorite nursery rhyme? Good question. Toast with ravioli water to drink, Yogi? All right, so wait a minute. Toast with ravioli and then water to drink. It's not ravioli water, right? Or is it? Kat, you still with us? Or did you miss the breath work? I'm sorry. I apologize if you did. I wanted to get to it as soon as possible. So I hope you guys come by and hang out with Dove. His actual name is David Fishman. They call him Dove. Lady Sky says, my favorite nursery rhyme is Baba Black Sheep. Have you any rule? Hey, Lady Sky says, yes, Yogi. Gotcha. So it's not ravioli water. Oh, Essa says, you ever felt high euphoria from meditation, Yogi? Yes. I felt it from deep breath work and I felt it through meditation. That, however, is not that's not the directive. That's not what we're shooting for in meditation. It can be a fun side effect, but Meditation is simply the becoming aware of our thoughts. It's not letting go of thoughts. It is not doing anything other than being aware that you are the witness, the observer to the thoughts themselves. Just the act of coming to that witness stage, the thoughts begin to settle down and die off completely on their own. You don't have to do anything. The biggest obstacle, the biggest block to meditation is trying too hard, too much effort, thinking that you have to do it, thinking that you can do it. You can't meditate, but meditation will happen. Relax. Think the mantra. No rhythm, no cadence. Nothing special. Just think it. And then think it again. How whenever it comes to you, think it again. Whenever it comes to you, think it again. When you forget it, hey, Heavenly. When you forget it, don't worry about it. When you remember it, start thinking it again. Don't chant it. I have occasionally eaten vegan ravioli. Don't chant it. Don't try to repeat it over and over again. And don't use it as a weapon against thoughts. Don't have a thought and then go, oh crap, mantra, mantra, mantra. Trying to eradicate the thought, trying to bullseye in on the thought. It's just a thought. Or when we're doing mantra meditation, 4 things can happen. You can be thinking the mantra. Perfect. You're meditating. You can be having thoughts. Perfect. You're meditating. You can fall asleep. Perfect. Wake up when you wake up and go back to the mantra. You're still meditating. Or you can slip into the gap. The gap is the apparent space between thoughts. You're not a thinking machine. It's not one long, endless stream of thoughts. It seems that way sometimes, but between every thought, there's a space. In truth, the thoughts are appearing within the infinite space of your awareness. I didn't make it, but just we that went out to eat and had it at a vegan restaurant, or you can buy like vegan packaged stuff. But I generally don't eat packaged stuff. So it's been a long time. So somewhere between thinking the mantra, having a thought, thinking the mantra, having a thought, you naturally slip into that gap, but you don't even know it. Because the gap is the absence of thought. The gap is the absence of objective as well as subjective experience, because there is no object. The meditation, the mantra has disappeared. There is no subject, because even the witness is absent. So we had a talk up earlier in the conversation. I didn't get a chance to participate in it, and it was about reality and having experienced different states of altered realities, having participated in this reality, seeming, this is actually an altered state of reality. Every day, this conversation, getting a job, going to school, walking your dog, that is actually an altered state of reality. Reality itself, I love, what was it? Girl with K. Dick. Reality is when everything else ceases, that alone remains. In a deep, deep state of meditation, when there is no witness, no observer, there is just that pure awareness without object to be aware of. Just aware, just aware, and just aware. Now we've entered reality, primordial. Everything springs forth from that, because as who was it? Which quantum physicist said, you can't get behind consciousness. It's always there. And it says Cersei Rhymes, the French stew squirrel. Any thoughts on meditation? Any questions? All right, guys. We're going to wrap things up, I think. We just got an hour. A little bit shorter. We'll be here to hang out with Sniper tonight. I have a guest Monday and Tuesday. Oops, hold on, guys.
Before you wrap things up, yeah, I just wanted to come up and show you me longer.
Oh, wow.
I thought
I've
I'd
never
come
seen
up.
your hair down before.
Yeah, no, I don't really have it down at all.
Hey,
Happy Wednesday.
I don't want to judge your tiny hands.
No, please don't.
You know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't even have brought that up to everyone's attention. But
Oh, now I'm really insecure. How you doing, Yogi? You okay, man?
I am, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, bro. Not too big of the bed. Not too bad. I thought I'd come up, show you all my long hair, and wish you all a wonderful Wednesday.
I appreciate that, my friend. It's always a pleasure
That's
to see
okay.
you. It's always
No
an honor
problem.
to see you.
It's always an honour to come up and see you too, brother. Always an honour. Thank you.
How's the music
Thank you
coming?
very much. I've finished off a track. Was it yesterday? I put out a track, I think. So that was good. I'm going to work on another track, obviously, over the next course of the week. So, hello, Anna.
Nice.
Hello, lady
Gonna
guy.
be posting it soon.
Hello, Flora. Yeah, of course, definitely will be. Yeah, I've not got a topic for it, but maybe I can be inspired by all you wonderful people out there, you know. So
Awesome. You can be inspired by Danny, who says that he likes your little hands.
yeah. So it's got to be a little hand song, yeah, a little hands, yeah. Okay, right. I see. So it's got to be around the little hands. I'll take note. I'll take note. Thank you for that. Right. Well, I hope I'm going to get off. Thank you for hosting me for a couple of minutes. I got to be a little bit
Always.
strange with me hair, you know. Right. Have a wonderful Wednesday, everyone. Thank you for letting me pop up, Yogi brother.
Thanks for coming up, Sean. I always appreciate it.
No worries. Much love, everyone. See you later.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Guys, our friend Skits. That was quite a surprise. This guy says her lunch was delicious. Awesome. I'm going to have my last meal for the day right after I meditate. All right, guys. So Sniper has your attention peaked. Peaked. That's the word I'm looking for. And that's a good sign. Come by, learn some more. Ask some questions. 525. Esoteric Lounge, first one of the year. Danny says, Yogi, watch out. There's a treat. Skits is going to give you mushy peas. Well, wait a minute. I thought you said it's a treat. Mushy peas are not a treat. Mushy peas would be a form of torture, some kind of punishment. What did I do to deserve such punishment? Been nothing but a good guy. Force-fed mushy peas. As if there's some type of information that you could extract from me that only torture would bring out. I'll tell you what. you threaten me with mushy peas, you will get every secret that you want. Don't give me top secret information, knowing that I will give it all up if someone threatens me with mushy peas. It won't even take, it could be like a corner, just in the tip of a teaspoon. It could be on a toothpick, on a toothpick. I'll break. I will break. So Tom having book spots. Nope. Tom will be up at in the afternoon, and then David Fishman's coming up in the evening. You got time? You want to come up and sing tomorrow, Lady Sky? Mushy P Torture Yogi 2026. Like I said, man, I'll break. Hey Jane, how are you? The Jamulance is here. Jamulance has been a good friend for, it's been a while now. With maybe 2 years, Jane? Lady Sky, let me know if you can do it tomorrow. And it says so to the Jamulance. Guys, I hope you follow the Jamulance. She is living the van life. Jane says, yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Eric. You're welcome. Lady Sky says, I'll be busy tomorrow, Yogi, going to do some errands before bed, before bad rainstorms Friday. Jamie says, yeah, must be 2 years now. A lot of changes, huh, for both of us. 2 years. When the Jamulance first met me, my hair was longer than Skitz's. It was down to my elbows. Thick, it was flowing. It was almost like someone had a fan of me at all times because it was always flowing backwards. I was actually 6'6". I weighed 240 pounds. I didn't wear glasses. I was beardless. Those days are gone. Sad to say. Sad to say. Jamulance says definitely, Eric. Definitely. So hey, Lady Sky, we'll try to work out something maybe Friday. Maybe like right after we do some chanting with Tom. We'll stay on half an hour later if you want to come up and do a song. That would be at the 1 o'clock to 12 o'clock for you. Yeah, we're actually going to end the live stream in just a minute, Lady Sky. But I'm going to make time for you. Then it says, so you voted your hair off the island? I did a poll. I let everyone in the live stream. And they took a vote. The hair was voted off the island. Dean says, we may look different, but still the same person inside. Agreed. You've been with me and my channel for a whole lot, and I appreciate that, Gene. Anna says, the past is not here. You got that right, Anna. Remember the great line from the Course that says, the one holy, true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. Then it says, well, I've seen worse bald heads. If that's the best that I can get from someone, I've seen worse. I'm doing pretty good. Gamma says, likewise, Eric. Absolutely. There's a reason for that, Jane, because I believe in you and what you're doing, your channel, all that you want to accomplish. Dennis says, love you, Eric. Love you too, my friend. Dennis, thank you. Lady Sky says, not sure if I'll have internet connection. Yogi, the way they're talking about how bad these storms will be Friday. I hope they're not that bad. Jane says, that's really kind of you. Well, you're welcome. Mary's live in 13 days. Who excited? I'm always excited for anything that Mary does. I don't often make the live. I'm generally in bed. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Sherry. On Friday, David Fishman's coming back up. David's been practicing the course for about 48 years. Very, very sincerely for that whole time. Tom says, I prefer a bald head, but I figured that I'd grow my mop while it's all still there. Enjoy it while it's there. Pig and Run says, so Yogi, I like your channel energy. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate hearing that. Lady Sky says, I'm making brownies on my late dad's birthday, Yogi, later on this month. Hey, let me know when, and if it's later, I will do my best to stay up a little bit for it. Anna says, hi to Sherry. Jane says, there's a lot of travel videos and shorts on my channel now too. Guys, again, remember to make sure that you sub to the Jammerlands. Then it says, my hair is to the center of my back, a little longer. So mine was, I posted a photo in my thumbnail yesterday of me 1990 something with medium length for me, about shoulder length, and I weighed 220 pounds. Jay says, oh yeah, I loved his last live with you. Me too. January 20th, 2 p.m. Yogi, when I'll be making brownies. So that will be 3 for me. Okay. I should be there, Lady Sky. Tom says, I thought that. Took me, 5 minutes to realize what that picture was. Yep, that was me. Lady Sky says, awesome, Yogi. Me and my younger Hulk Hogan-ish days. Although someone else says more like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. A great American, by the way. All right, guys, we're going to head off. I'm going to do my meditation. Remember, Friday, Dr. Tom is going to teach us how to chant. That's going to be good. Chanting is, hey, for those who, for whatever reason, regular sitting meditation might not be your thing. Chanting could be. Chanting could be just the thing that you need. Tom says we need to get you a 2x4. I got one downstairs. I'm going to bring it up. What are old Hacksaw Jim Duggan's up to nowadays? Why did a guy named Hacksaw carry a 2x4? Never once saw a saw. Anna says, City Sky, your dad and your family, prayers. Thank you, Anna. All right. I keep threatening to get off. Now I'm going to do it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here. Sure, says Tom, is the chanting in English? Just curious. I'll be there either way. Well, let's hear Tom's answer, and then we'll wrap things up. I think we're going to chant in Sanskrit. And he says Sanskrit. See you, Chief Frog. Thank you, Dennis. Night, Jane. All right. But we'll explain in English. Jerry says, woohoo. This is going to be good. This is, man, this is why I have a channel, for opportunities like this. For all of it, you know, for friends like Sean to come up just to give us a nice, beautiful, positive message. For friends like Adam to come up because he was concerned, because he needed to reach out. I appreciate it. Pig and Run never gotten out of line with me. Never with me. I appreciate him being here. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry, thank you so much. Deeply, deeply appreciated. Sherry says in gratitude. Gratitude is all mine, my friend. Tom says, thanks for allowing me to spread the Transcendental names with everyone. Thank you for coming up and doing it. Like I said, for me, this is big. The fact that, you know, I can present meditation, we can do breath work. We have these great course teachers. We had Richard Lang and the Headless Way pointing out our true nature. I had Chris Nybauer, neuropsychologist, who was talking about no self, no problem. We had Dr. Sheila Patel, who's a Western medical MD and an Ayurvedic doctor, author of a best-selling book on awakened sleep. Give us some sleep hygiene tips. Philosopher Timothy Freak, he was up. One of my first guests, mystic James Plath, and more to come. Reach out to more people. I've reached out. I don't know if he's going to come up. Neil Douglas Quotes. You guys know Neil Douglas Quotes? He's a Sufi and a poet, and he's also a translator. Prayers of the Cosmos is the Aramaic, the original language of Jesus, of the Lord's Prayer and the Beatitudes. Listen to real quick. I won't do the whole thing. This is the original version, one of the original versions, Aramaic, of the Beatitudes. You remember the Beatitudes? Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Some say that it is the only actual words of Jesus, the entire New Testament. Everything else is hearsay. And Jesus said, someone heard Jesus say. But the Beatitudes, these are actual instructions. This is how to be a Christian. Reading the Bible does not make you a Christian. Going to church does not make you a Christian. Following the words, the example of Jesus makes you a Christian. Anyway. Happy and aligned with the One are those who find their home in the breathing. To them belong the inner kingdom and the queendom of heaven. Blessed are those who are refined in breath. They shall find their ruling principles and ideals guided by God's light. Tuned to the source are those who live by breathing. Unity, their I can, is included in God's. Healthy are those who devotedly hold fast to the spirit of life. Holding them is the cosmic ruler of all that shines and rises. Resisting corruption, possessing integrity are those whose breath forms a luminous sphere. They hear the universal word and feel the earth's power to accomplish it through their own hands. Healed are those who devote themselves to the link of spirit. The design of the universe is rendered through their form. A little bit different, huh? Original words of Jesus. Sickbook says that's not quite right. What's that? I do have them posted on my dining room wall, though. Beatitudes, such a guiding principle. Some historians have said if, biblical historians, if the entirety of the New Testament was wiped out except for the Beatitudes, that alone would be enough to start a religion or a faith. I'm actually getting ready to live. I've been rambling on a bit. I've been threatening to end for about half an hour, but I got to go now. Squirrel Sniper's up tonight. Dr. Tom is up Friday. Doug Fishman is up Friday evening. Somewhere in between there, I'm going to do what I can to make sure Lady Sky can get up and sing. We'll see what we can do. Love you guys.